Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. And I see that our ceasefire is hanging by a thread. We'll know something very soon. Something could be happening while I'm sitting here chatting with you all tonight. So big developments and big developments on the home front that, of course, the media is ignoring, but we're not going to ignore blasts from the past that we have discussed in the past and we will discuss tonight. So what do? I play videos. And I'm sorry I'm up so late. I'll maybe get into that later. But anyway, I'll play videos and give people time to get themselves a nice cup of coffee, a cold brouhaha, or an adult beverage, whatever is your want. And then we'll be like butter and get on the roll.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, if we finally beat Medicare.
About us charging tolls.
Is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're going to drop a couple of mines in the water, all right? No, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls, okay? I thought you meant us.
Corralled into this box where we either have to hate Vladimir Putin and believe everything evil that's said about him and love Ukraine, and there's no in between. And that reminds me a lot of you're either a white supremacist or you go with the Democrat narrative on everything under the sun.
The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today, white supremacy.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
I mean, there's as much interference here as you could possibly imagine. Before you even get to Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, and all of their children who earn millions from Ukrainian gas companies. These days, it's hard to believe anything because they've lied about COVID, they lied about Russia collusion, they lied about the Ukraine impeachment trial, and there's so much more going on in Ukraine that nobody is talking about.
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
My job as a journalist is to try to understand what is the truth here. I don't like being lied to, and we're being lied to on an epic scale. When we're told your only choice is you have to be 100% with Zelensky. Slava Ukraine. The puppets who you can find on the internet in black stilettos and leather pants. Zelensky was selected, like so many of our leaders. And honestly, with big tech and with election fraud these days, we don't know how many leaders all around the world have been selected for us and weren't actually voted in.
How to build back better.
We have to build back better.
Build back better.
If Donald Trump gets the Republican nomination, there are many of us that will move heaven and earth to ensure he doesn't win.
We are fighting the same battles all over the world. To pretend that this war is about Russia and Ukraine is a barefaced lie. Putin has been warning for 15 years that he is not going to stand by while the globalists take over the world, build bioweapons facilities and whatever else they're doing in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a center of money laundering for many of the leaders in this country. Billions of US dollars have been laundered through Ukraine, and we say nothing about it. Does nobody question these things? We have an idiot like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Mr. Vindman.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Do you always insist on civilians calling you by your rank?
And sits there as a lieutenant colonel. He didn't even make colonel. And he's telling the President of the United States what his policy should be. You have a traitor in the form of Maria Yovanovitch, who was Obama's ambassador, who's telling Ukrainian government officials, don't listen to the will of the American people.
In his July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president badmouthed Yovanovitch, calling her bad news.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
And then she's given a cushy job for life at Georgetown University, and we're told that the President of the United States cannot say to his foreign counterparts that we want you to look into something.
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So much hypocrisy and dishonesty here, and Ukraine is at the center of it all.
You want to play this? Okay. Come on. Okay.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
And they have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
I think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off. Payback time. Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and HE in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals we seize as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a little bit late. But I tell you, that's the... now, if you want a trimulcast, you got to go through a bunch of hoops. But anyway, hi, Darla. How you doing? Todd's here. Nice to see you. Kim. Darla. Let's see. Cole. K&S cleanup. Let's see. Kim's here. Let's see. Darla, Cole. And flannel cheese. Rebecca's here. Nice to see you, Judy. Nice to see you, Wayne. Thank you for going by me a coffee earlier. Wayne, I appreciate it. Anthrax Donuts. Nice to meet you. I'll just have to call you Donuts. Because we got well, I don't know. I can stick with Anthrax, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Donut sounds good to me. Elva's here. Let's see who else is here. Coming in and say, all my lurkers, hello. Sissy's here. Miss Mendersu is making dinner. What are we having? Pappy Two Bears is here. Thank you, Miss Mendersu, for going by me a coffee and dropping a Moab. I appreciate it. Helps to keep the channel going. These times when I'm struggling with this internet things, you got to jump back and forth from the Rumble site back to your platform site, and then go back again and paste and copy and do a pow. That's getting my bombs ready. But yeah, and then you get kicked out of the site you were on that you had to jump back to Rumble to get something out of that studio. And it's just a damn mess. And then a lot of times your work gets wiped out and you got to start over again. It's very frustrating. Then you got to get your mind right for what you want to talk about when you're dealing with all this technical crap. But anyway, I'm still trimulcasting on Bumble, Utizzle, and Kick a Doodle. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Well, I don't know what a doodle is, but kick it. So anyway, that's hi, Angela. Nice to see you. Swedish meatballs, mashed potatoes and corn. Wow. Mashed potatoes and corn. And gravy too, right? I like my gravy. So anyway, folks, got a blast from the past mentioned today, a couple of them. I'm going to go back and get some thumbnails from my old videos to say, future proves past. I was talking about these things. Who do you all think I'm talking about? Just curious. Who do you all think I'm talking about as far as blast from the past? Now, before I go sign off tonight, I got to try to put my thumbnail back on the screen because there's no way to put thumbnails on Kick. And I guess if I leave the thumbnail up for a few seconds before I sign off, it will show up on the thumbnail. But how do you like my thumbnail? Things are about to get real. Things about to get real. Panic in D.C. It's not just Iran things are going on. Not just Iran. Trump. What? Oh, yeah, we got gravy. All right. But since I'm on the subject of Wayne's here and Miss Mindersu, kapow, boom, bang. Roland, where's he comes in later on sometime. I want to thank him and Mike and Bev for going by me and going boom. And I might as well put a link in early because I'll forget if I don't. I'll get on my subjects. I got a lot of stuff that Trump was posting before this mostly manufactured, oh my goodness, stuff with Iran. So, I'll have to do that later. I'll have to do that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll do it later. It's showing up as I got to take that out of there. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, forget it. But anyway, folks, Trump was posting some inspirational stuff, right? The best is yet to come. Now they're saying, oh, they got this one video. Oh, guy from India, why are you shooting at my vessel? Why are you shooting at my vessel? I'm supposed to go bye. And they said, oh, the Iranians shut down the strait again. And you show me how dramatic this is. You know, I know you all have seen it before. Where the hell is it? Here it is. I know you all seen it, but come on. They said 2 vessels were harassed by Iran. And, of course, all the left goes crazy. All the bots get triggered. People putting in comments from all over. The usual suspects from the UK and other places where they got their damn operatives. But anyway, that Trump was a failure and all this kind of... This is a joke.
Sepa Navy, this is Motorangastan Marhadal. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
That's all anybody put out. That's all anybody put out in this stupid little drawing. Stupid little drawing you see on the screen. And, it's... Well, I'll show you some more than a stupid drawing. But anyway, they were definitely trying to take the wind out of the sails to harm the good vibes that were going into the weekend. Here's what they showed. Oh, my gosh, look here. Oh, that can shut down international shipping there. IRGC gunboats open fire on tanker off of Oman's coast. UK Maritime Agency says. UK Maritime Agency. Didn't Keir Starmer... Well, why Keir Starmer down there taking care of it? Because he's a gutless wonder, that's why. United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Agency. So it receives a report. 2 gunboats linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Well, give a chance for an AC-30 gunship to show up. All right, we'll see how long they harass. But no, that's what they put out there. And then Trump says, well, they're trying to get cute. played it pretty much cool as a cucumber. Here's some clips of him in the Oval Office. He's signing. He stayed focused. Oh, Trump is refusing to answer questions. That's because he's busy signing an executive order that can positively affect the mental health of millions of people.
Experienced an 80 to 90% reduction in symptoms of depression and anxiety within 1 month. Can I have some, please? I'll take some. I'll take whatever it takes. I don't have time to be depressed. You know, if you stay busy enough, maybe that works too. That's what I do.
Yeah, he said he's too busy to get depressed. Isn't that some words of wisdom? Find something to do instead of sitting around pissing and moaning. How about that? But anyway, here's another clip from the Oval Office. You know, I have that clip, of course, when we seized that cargo ship from Iran. And it wasn't just, hey, blah, blah, leave us alone. I want to turn around. It wasn't nothing like that. It was pow, 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 pow. Clear your engine room. But anyway, let's hear what's going on here.
Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With 1 dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
We all respect Joe, and he's a little bit more liberal than... that's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy, and he wrote me a little note about this, and I had it checked out. I didn't just do it. I had it checked out. I went to Bobby and Oz. I went to some of the people that work for you, real pros, and everybody came back with the same answer. You know, normally they'll come back, because this happens a lot. I have a couple of them like that, where they're not sure. It's like, you know, it goes 2 ways. This thing, everybody thought it was incredible. And I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, let's just do it and get Oz involved, and it's going to get done so quickly. And you guys did a great job. Would you like to say something else?
Mr. President, I want to thank Matt Zord.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So, yeah, that's what they do. They sit around and pee and moan. Hi, Todd, how you doing? Aha, how you doing? We got aha right underneath the ha-ha. Oh, no, it's a hi, aha. I thought it was people saying ha, ha, ha. But anyway, hi, Mac, how are you doing? Angela's here. Let's see. Mac's here. Miss Mendersey's got coffee's going boom, 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 boom. So anyway, the best is yet to come. Let me try to keep the studio straight here as I go along so I don't get confused. But Trump was putting out a ton of, whoa. This is that, oh, I got to show you this. I thought that was on the screen. Some kid that got, I don't know if it's a kid, probably a young man, that got caught. I might as well, since I had it on the screen, I might as well show it to you. Think about this, folks. I don't know how long I let it play, but this guy catches this, let's say, questionable status in the country, breaking into people's homes and cars. And he held them up against the wall till the police came. While this is playing, think about something. The guy that's there is in fit condition. He's a big guy. Okay? And he obviously knows how to handle himself. But can you imagine at 2 o'clock in the morning, an 80-year-old woman like Savannah Guthrie's mother? Maybe it wouldn't have gone so well. I know it wouldn't have. But anyway, this guy catches him and holds him for the police.
Just chill. Police are going to be here soon. I don't speak fucking Spanish, big guy. You know what I speak? Breaking into cars and stealing shit and getting caught. Pendejo?
No English.
You're lucky you met me today and not 3 years ago.
Spanish, bro.
Spanish, I know we're in
America.
But
no problem for
we
you,
speak
bro.
English here, dude.
Not a problem for you.
Ain't a problem for me either. I got all that evidence.
Not a problem for you, bro.
Why don't you do yourself a
okay.
favor and be quiet?
Watch.
Watch what?
You
know what I'm watching right now?
It's okay.
I know it's okay.
Watch, policia.
Policia are coming.
Yeah,
and then you're gonna. Have you ever heard of ICE? Because you're gonna be meeting ICE.
Nothing ICE.
You got an I-5. You got an I-551
What police?
You got an I-551 card? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Take this shit back. Where are you from?
Mi mano, ¿cómo traen? Tengo abogado a la verga.
And how appropriate is it I'm wearing my definitely not a thug shirt?
Ese pendejo me agarró a la verga.
Yeah, talk that
Me
bullshit.
trae allí a la verga.
You want to talk that bullshit when I put you up against
I
the
don't
wall?
know.
No way in hell. There ain't no way you get it up for him. You don't take things that aren't yours.
You're lucky that wasn't my car. We wouldn't be waiting for the police. We'd be waiting for a fucking ambulance.
I lock my doors all the time.
Yeah, so you get the point. This goes on for another minute or so. Let me cut it off. So they got his little rear end. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm trying to get to the studio and get it out of here. So anyway, and the cops eventually come. I don't know if we'll find out any more on his status, but I would bet you dollars to donuts he didn't have any business in there. Hi, Randy. Nice to see you. Didn't have any business in this country. So how many thousands of people have been victimized by little creeps like that running around our country? So anyway, Trump put up a lot of videos, a lot of inspirational videos just before this dramatic event of, hey, you told me I could go through, now I can't go through, all that kind of garbage. So we're going to go over those. And the left, they're just rabid. They want bad things to happen. They laugh. Here you go. This is what Midas Trash Pail put up. Kyle Frey closed again with laughy faces. Little mosquito boats running around. They think it's funny. The same set of posts from Occupy Democrats. Midas Trash and Occupy Democrats are the worst ones. Who's this guy? Anwar Kaleem, official. The world would be better without them. And of course, I can't put anything in there because they just blocked me. But I would put in there, you know, you're a foreign, trash, and worry about your own country. Akeem or whatever your name is. So anyway, here's Charlotte Turning Point USA. Am I bullying people because I said trash? People that want to see our leaders suffer a fate. So anyway, you can see the translation in Ruski there, but let's see what they thought this was so important to post on their site.
And very soon, this great strength will also bring about a day, 70 years in waiting. It's called A New Dawn for Cuba. We're going to help them out with Cuba. We have a lot of great Cuban Americans. Not too many people in this audience, I don't think, but you go to Miami, we have people, Cuban Americans, people that were brutally treated, whose families were killed and brutalized. And now, watch what happens.
I should have put that in my thumbnail. Watch what happens. And he was talking about Cuba. And of course, the Ruskies have been exercising influence down there since the late 1950s. So anyway, yeah, Cuba. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. So here's a little something from Babylon Bee. Mom Dami looking into whether or not he can tax residents of other cities. How many times you heard people say, older people say, I never thought I'd see the day. And I find myself saying that more and more. And I never thought I'd see the day that we'd have outright open commie in New York's always been screwy, but at least we got Barack Hussein Obama. Have you ever heard of him? Rubbing elbows. Okay. I would tell these liberal friends of mine that Obama was a Muslim and that he was part of the Muslim Brotherhood. They'd tell me I was crazy. I would tell them he's a commie. And they'd say, oh, you're just insulting. You're not being real. All right. Okay. Here he is with Zoran Mamdani, the commie, and the rubbing elbows. Former President Barack Obama meets Zoran Mamdani for the first time. Now, listen to that. Indoctrinated kids. He's got these little kids. We're harmless. See, children, you should like us. We're great. Former President Barack Obama, and he goes for the first time on Saturday at a child care center where they read to preschoolers and led a sing-along. How Obama and Mamdani did not take questions. Yeah, I bet you didn't. Reading the book Alone and Together. Oh, God. To the children. And leading a sing-along of The Wheels on the Bus. The former president has offered to be a sounding board for Mamdani, whose star power, and progressive agenda had made him stand out in Democrat politics. There you have it, folks. The old Democrat Party has been co-opted by communists, and they got a lot of work to do. That's why I said a long time ago, the Democrats need a hero in the coming explosion of prosecutions that are going to happen and the reset that is coming, that our financial reset and restoration of our republic. People who are well-meaning, but they're just dopey Democrats, they need a hero. And we're getting blasts from the past. Has anybody made any predictions about what I'm going to talk about? I don't know. We shall see. But here's how the left looks at Obama. This is The Telegraph. Donald Trump described a nuclear agreement with Barack Obama signed with Iran in 2015 as horrible, one-sided, and the worst in history. But the U.S. president is now proposing a weaker deal. Who is Memphis Baker and what the hell are you talking about? A weaker deal? I put in the comments, you blow their leadership to smithereens for a month and a half, and you say that's being weaker? You destroy their Navy, all their assets, and got the nerve to publish something like this. So they put this picture up of Obama and Trump. Like Trump's looking down and sad, and Obama's back there like some kind of leader. Why Obama's Iran nuclear deal looms large over Trump's. It's going to loom large. It's going to loom large over a tribunal, okay? a tribunal. But they glorify him. They glorify him. They can't help themselves. And I don't know where they came up with this crap. Again, this Kyle Frey character. Where's he from? What country is he from? Please explain how turning our car manufacturers into giant weapons. Trump administration is contacting car companies to participate in weapons production, according to U.S. media. He's ran out of the country, according to U.S. media, without saying who they are. So what if he's contacting car companies? They have all the equipment to make shell casings, and they can do it overnight. Program a computer to start stamping out steel, aluminum parts. So what's the big deal? It's better than when he had to force the car companies to make millions of respirators, losing hundreds of millions of dollars over something we didn't even need because of the dumb-demic. That's what I'm going to start calling it from now, the dumb-demic. So anyway, so while they're scratching and clawing at everything they can possibly do to make people scared or angry at Trump or whatever, Trump posted this. Trump posted this, and I'll play it again because I'm not sick of winning.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Yeah, so Trump's trying to get out a positive message, and while they're doing that, while he's doing that, they're going on with it. But not only a positive message, he's putting out videos reminding people, because I got videos from Tulsi Gabbard that there's going to be prosecutions over what they did. They stole the election, okay? And I don't know how far it's going to go as far as these platforms that played around with silencing people. I don't know. I don't know how far that's going to go. But it's going to go far as who was behind this. There will be people going to jail over it. And Trump was posting videos to remind us. So, anyway, he was doing feel-good videos. I'll play some of the videos where he telling it like it is. Here's somebody put this up. And Trump reposted it there. You see Donald Trump. He's not just president. He's the best grandpa. The best grandpa. And, you know, why people aren't on Truth Social and subscribe to the President of the United States, how the hell does the media get off where they don't cover his posts and not take them seriously? They're going to have to take them seriously, especially the ones about people going to get arrested over the Russia collusion hoax, the dumb demic, and stealing the election.
But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gets those candy and soda when her parents aren't looking.
Same old empty feeling in your heart.
He always wants to know how we're doing in school.
So fast.
When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out. So
we see you when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. Cause you loved her too much and you dive too deep. Where you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home.
at that. He's got the
know you love her when you let her go.
Thank you, Luke.
And you let her go. Oh, 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 oh. And you let her go. Oh, 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 oh. Will you let her go? 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get in trouble on that song or not. What song was that, folks? Was that something I'll probably get dinged on? I don't know. We shall see. But Trump posted this also. President Trump is the best political athlete. And I'll go ahead and play it. Political athlete. I would never thought of politics as, I guess it is some kind of a sport, a BLOOD sport, the way it looks.
I think the best way to think about our current political climate in the United States is we are led by a transcendent political athlete. Donald Trump is the most effective and capable political athlete we have ever seen. Why? He understands how to connect at the one-on-one level. He understands retail politics better than, frankly, anybody. He has an affability that's very disarming. And yet, because of his business acumen, he has a way of negotiating that I think is just very hard for the learned non-business person to compete with. You know, there's that very famous Mike Tyson quote, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. I think the president has an incredible ability to negotiate. Howard Lutnick has an incredible ability to negotiate. Scott Bessent has an ability to negotiate because of their grounding in business.
Yeah, I brought that saying up from Mike Tyson years ago. When I was talking about the CUE board, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Here is Donald Trump posted a post from Sean Hannity. Victor Davis Hansen says European leaders are now trying to take credit for what's happening to Iran, calling it shameless after they stayed on the sidelines. Now, this is just before that earth-shaking incident of a guy saying, hey, you want me to get a turn around? I think now all the heavy lifting has been done, and Iran is flat on its back. I thought he was going to say something else. You're going to see all these opportunistic carrion actors coming in. You're going to see the UN say, well, we're going to be in charge of the peace, or you're going to see people say, this is what we're going to do with Lebanon or individual European states or the EU or NATO. But none of them were to be found when it was very unpopular, very risky. And Iran had this reputation, unfounded, I think, but it was the terror of the Middle East. We were told it was indomitable. For 47 years, you might want to go to Iraq or Afghanistan, but you don't want to go near Iran. They're too crazy. They're too dangerous. And Donald Trump, in less than 6 weeks, with the help of the Israeli Air Force, demolished it. And now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to pile on and think that they're somehow responsible for the future of the new Middle East. It's really shameless. It really is. And I guess this is the clip. Is this Victor David Hansen? Let me see. Yeah, here he is. I had a longer clip from him, but it was about the Democrat Party. When you have somebody that is intelligent and saying things you already know, it's kind of hard saying let's do it. But this is about the Middle East, so.
But you know, Sean, I think now that all the heavy lifting has been done and Iran is flat on its back, I think you're going to see all these opportunistic carrion people come in. You're going to see the UN say, well, we're going to be in charge of the peace. Or you're going to see people say, this is what we're going to do with Lebanon, or individual European states, or the EU, or the NATO. But none of them were to be found when it was very unpopular, very risky, and Iran had this reputation, I think unfounded, but it was the terror of the Middle East. We were told it was indomitable. For 47 years, you might want to go to Iraq or Afghanistan, but you don't get near Iran. They're too crazy. They're too dangerous. And Donald Trump, in less than 6 weeks, with the help of the Israeli Air Force, demolished it. And now all of a sudden, everybody wants to pile on and think that they're somewhat responsible for the future of the new Middle East. It's really shameless. It really is.
I didn't know Sean Hannity just typed in that something that he already said. I wouldn't have read all Hannity's stuff. But anyway, you know, that reminds me. Clandestine had a fit. And, he has the right to a certain degree. Let me find that post. I didn't put up a post where he was cussing a blue streak, but Trump posted here it is, a tweet from somebody from Shadow Intel, whoever the hell that is. Oh my God, I'm still trying to process what just happened. The highest-ranking U.S. intelligence official just released the smoking gun documents proving that Obama and his underlings committed treason and sedition. Well, what Clandestine's pointing out, the guy stole his messaging, almost word for word. Treason, sedition. I read that post to you all. Meaning Trump was right about everything. The news is fake and the deep state is real. Meaning that all of us, quote, conspiracy theorists were right about the conspiracy against Trump. It wasn't a theory. Meaning the shadow war is real. And all our efforts over the past 10 years were not part of a, quote, LARP. Live action role playing, for people that don't know the meaning of that. Meaning that we are not crazy, we are right, and it was all real. So, there. Got reposted today by Donald Trump. I would have gone off too. Plagiarizing somebody else's business. But at least it's getting around. Follow me, the next drop will be shocking. How do you know? You looking at Clandestine's work? But I'll just give a little bit of advice. And I have always credited Clandestine for the stuff that I put up that he writes. And I put him up fairly often. A little bit of advice is that you might be hitting up certain people a little too hard, like General Flynn. Just saying. Just saying. That might be why things are going that way. Okay. But anyway, that's my little bit of advice. Who'd I miss? Sweet dreams. Nice to see you. Randy's here. Let's see. Who else is coming in? All right. So let me see what this post is. Today, an Iranian flagged cargo ship named Touska, a nearly 900-foot long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade. And it did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Touska in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Touska is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activity. We have full custody of the ship, and are seeing what's on board. President Donald J. Trump. What could be on board? That is curious to me. They'd put that up there. And here's how the Ruskies reported on it. Let me see. Right here. You see cargo ship out there. The U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Spruance, so they're getting that right, engaged the Iranian merchant vessel MV Touska, firing its 127-millimeter Mark 45 Mod 4 naval gun at the ship's engine room. So there you got some technical stuff. After it was intercepted while attempting to breach a naval blockade in the Gulf of Oman at a speed of approximately 17 knots en route to Bandar Abbas, Iran. Oh, I thought it was leaving Iran. Oh, they're going to Iran? What? Maybe they were bringing weapons? Following the engagement, a force recon element from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit went on board the vessel. So, going to Iran. What if it's something from China? I mentioned months ago that China owned the beef production, packing and production industry. Big portions of it here in the United States, and that was the reason beef prices were so high. Well, there's antitrust investigations going on with the beef industry, and I'm sure that Trump is going to be talking to Xi about it this coming month. So look for beef prices to drop once this situation with Iran gets settled out. But here is the confrontation.
Motor vessel Touska, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're getting
Yeah, they chased him around for 6 hours of them ignoring. And then finally, well, we just take out your engine room. How's that sound? No, I don't think they'd be bringing an uranium into Iran. They might try to smuggle it out, but I even doubt that. I think they're trying to bring, as big as an aircraft carrier, they could be bringing all kinds of stuff. Man pads, those shoulder-fired missiles. They could be bringing drones. They could be bringing guided missiles. Who knows? But I tell you what, they're going to find out. You best believe they're picking that ship apart right now. So anyway, here's some of the crap that was coming out. Telegraph from the UK. Iran tells Trump, lift the blockade and we'll talk. Yeah, right. And talk and talk and talk. No, talk is over, okay? It's time for action or bang, bang, okay? The Guardian. Oh, let's be worried about this now. I didn't get all 4 pictures of this because it's just prattle about the Atlantic current system. And be worried now. The critical Atlantic current system appears significantly more likely to collapse than previously thought. Scientists say this would be catastrophic for Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Oh my God. Let's all put masks on and fight with each other about being 6 feet apart and staying home. And vote for Democrats. So, more crap from them. But anyway, Here's Trump's response to their supposedly shooting at an Indian ship from India. Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday at the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of them were aimed at a French ship and a freighter from the United Kingdom. It wasn't. It was just a Indian pilot, or maybe there were 3 involved. I don't know. That wasn't nice, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations, which is now. Iran recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade has already closed it. They're helping us without knowing, and they are the ones that lose with the closed passage. $500 million a day. The United States loses nothing. In fact, many ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up compliments of the IRGC. Always wanting to be the tough guy. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy. They'll come down fast. They'll come down easy if they don't take the deal. It will be my honor to do what has to be done, which would have been done to Iran, which should have been done to Iran by other presidents for the last 47 years. It's time for the Iran killing machine to end. President Donald J. Trump. You can't get much more plump and plain than that. So that's the posture, unless there's something else that's happened that I don't know about. But back to what Trump was posting, and probably is still posting, things to focus us on the criminality that has to be addressed at some point. That it has to be addressed. Hi, Jeffrey, nice to see you. Outlandish, nice to see you. And the left goes, Trump closed the Hormuz, and now Iran closed it, and now Trump closed it again. Nobody knows what they're doing. They're crazy. Trump has said it's been closed, okay? No matter what Iran comes out with prattle. And they put up stuff like, Trump is trying to fix something he broke and stuff. Hey, Iran's been broken for a long damn time. And he's going to fix it, okay? So let me see. Some of the posts that Trump was putting up, not for nothing, okay? These are messages to the people. He reposted this from Mila Joy, said, Donald Trump is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Let me see. What's this video? What's this girl posting here? I thought she was in a wedding dress. Let me see what she's saying here. Trump posted it twice, as a matter of fact.
Do you think that this person is a patriot or a traitor?
That's the GOAT right there. Donald Trump literally took a bullet for this country. This man has God on his side. He shouldn't even be alive, but he is, because God knew that we needed Trump to make America great again.
This is the guy who gave up everything to try to save this country, and everyone came after him, tried to put him in prison, tried to kill him twice, and still became the president of the United States twice.
He's a unique individual. He's a force of nature. Unlike most politicians, because he's not a politician, he's a political leader. It's different. He's not scripted. He's not handled. He's not managed. When Trump speaks, those words come from the heart. He's authentic. He's courageous. And I think he's going to go down in history as the greatest president in our entire country's history.
Do you think that this person is a patriot or a traitor?
He's been devoting his life to the country when he made all those billions of dollars and could have been set off to some private island somewhere enjoying the money and all the hard work he did. Instead, he gave up his life to work for this country, and he's been working hard as hell. Thank God he's a patriot, and thank God he's our patriot.
Definitely a patriot. He loves his country. He's a true American. I admire him because he loves his country, and I love people who love their country. And so when you love your country, we'll do everything for it. I mean, he's rich. He could do whatever he wants, but he chose to lead this country, and that's what I respect about him. Definitely a patriot.
And there you have it. So I just got a message about somebody answering me on a comment I left on a YouTube video. Maybe I'll get to it. But anyway, let's see. You know, I got a video at him at Turning Point. Do y'all want to listen to that? Because I'll play it. And also a video of him on Air Force One. But anyway, here's one more that's left from the Oval Office. This might be him discussing Iran getting cute. I'm not sure. Let's see.
And later we have very good conversations going on. It's working out very well. They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years. Nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no leaders. They have no nothing. Actually, their leaders it is regime change. You call that enforced regime change. But we're talking to them. They wanted to close up the strait again, you know, as they've been doing for years. And they can't blackmail us. In fact, a lot of the ships are coming up to Texas. I don't know if you know, in Louisiana, the ships are coming up. They got used to it. Maybe they'll keep doing it. It's worked out pretty good. But it's going actually along very well. And we'll see. But we'll have some information by the end of the day. We're talking to them. And, you know, we're taking a tough stand. They've killed a lot of people. A lot of our people have been killed. A lot of your fellow soldiers have been killed over the years by Iran. The roadside bomb. Soleimani, I killed Soleimani.
Thank you for that. He was making the explosive form penetrators. They're making them in Iran, bringing them to Iraq, and blasting through the vehicles.
Well, he was the father of the roadside bomb, essentially, and he killed a lot of people. And when you see soldiers or others, but soldiers generally walking around with no legs, with no arms, a face that's been smashed, that was Soleimani, that was Iran that did that. So we have a much different view on it than other presidents. They've gotten away with murder for 47 years. They're not getting away with it anymore.
Yeah, he's reminding them, I'm the one who got rid of Soleimani, reminding them all their crimes. Speaking of reminding people, here's another thing he came up with that wasn't talked about very much. Was Reed Hastings forced to leave the Netflix board because he's a sleazebag? What was his crime and how many did he commit? Oh, what do we know about Netflix? Susan Rice is on the board. Barack Hussein Obama and his, air quotes, bride are involved with Netflix. And, okay, we want to know, just because you fire them doesn't mean they're off the hook. What kind of crime did he commit? Are y'all covering stuff up? Are y'all covering things up? And I didn't want to play him. I had two clips from him. Two clips. Let me see if this is one of them. Bill Maher. Let me see if this is him. Yeah. Listen to what he brings up. They not just throwing Swalwell under the bus. They're spinning the wheels on his face. I don't know what's going to come of it, but listen to all the stuff he is tying the Swalwell and the Democrat Party to.
Creepy stuff. Have you been following the Eric Swalwell case here in California? This is a very prominent...
I think we're all following it.
A very prominent Democrat. I got to say, we had him on a couple of times. Ask my staff. I never liked him. I don't have good gaydar, but I got creepdar. I always thought this guy was a fucking creep. I never liked him. And yet so many Democrats stood by him. And now that we're finding out that it was such an open secret, you know, I hear this so many times. You know, Bill Clinton It was an open secret in Arkansas. Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, even Larry Craig, remember, with the the Republican with the helmet. Okay, like the
Minnesota airport.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah.
What is going on here, where it takes so long for the open secret to, because I seem to remember that back in the old days, like when JFK was president, we heard, well, the media used to protect politicians and they knew what JFK was doing, but it was just something they didn't report on. Is it any different now? Apparently not.
Yeah, well, JFK wasn't fooling around with minors and trafficking human beings, but you heard the names he brought up, didn't you? Clinton, Cosby, Weinstein. So, yeah, it's not a good look, and it's in the mainstream. So, let me see. Let me check the chats. Hi, Wanda. Nice to see you. Yeah, he was part of the club. I think he's trying to get himself free for a little bit of time. Best news of the weekend. Joe DeGeneva. You weren't here, Mark. Nice to see you. In the at the beginning of my video, I said blast from the past in my title of my video. I said future proofs past, didn't I? Put that in my title, and I asked people at the beginning of the video, and I haven't seen any guesses. Who do you think I'm talking about? Roberto, nice to see you. I just put a link in the description for Buy Me a Coffee. If anybody wants to help out, boom, pow. With Buy Me a Coffee, I got my efforts are appreciated. And you want to help the channel out, there's a link in the chats at the 1 hour mark. I got another boom coming, but it's slow for some reason. Boom, there it is. Boom, these are faster. Boom, boom. But anyway, folks, and I didn't see anybody make a guess. I didn't see. Now, those of you who have been with me for a long time, be honest. How many times did you hear me talk about Joe DeGeneva and Victoria Townsend? Huh? How many of you remember? Right there, Trump ally Joe DeGeneva to lead DOJ probe into who? Brennan over Russia inquiry origins. This is treason and sedition, subversion. And as I've said in the past, it may be uncovered that there were communications to harm or worse, the President of the United States and or members of his family. Joe DeGeneva is a tough cookie and very damn smart. And I said, watch out for him. And who else did I say to watch out for, folks? A long time ago. Who else? I don't see if there's anybody making any guesses. Throw out some names because we heard names today. One of them is Joe DeGeneva, and it is no longer speculation on my part. It is future proofs past. Oh, yeah, Wanda. I said Joe DeGeneva and Victoria Townsend. That's his wife. You know they're going to be a team. They got to be. So who else? People are using the bathroom in their pants over this. I'm telling you. And they're going to be using the bathroom in their pants a lot more. Here's Kash Patel. Now, he's going to sue the Atlantic. He's going to sue the Atlantic. I read something about, I'm not sure exactly what the Atlantic said, but the lefties were putting crap up saying Kash Patel was an alcoholic. Kash Patel's is asleep at the switch and not doing his job, blah, 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 blah. And so here he is talking about him.
Let me ask you about the mission, because every time I see President Trump, he says this repeatedly, that the election was rigged in 2020. I mean, he says it all the time. We all know that. And it's almost getting lost because he says it so much. You've been at the FBI now 14 months. Have you done anything about that? And do you have anything to tell us about that?
Absolutely, Maria. Look, I've been with the president nearly since day one on this. As I told you earlier, I was the one that led the effort with folks like Trey Gowdy, Johnny Ratcliffe, and Devin Nunes to expose the corruption that tried to thwart President Trump's first presidential election run. And we saw the FISA abuses there. And I lived through it, and the media came at me then, too. That just shows you that when you're over the target, you keep pummeling the target because the media is going to try and pummel you. We are not going to take this and have not taken this laying down. We did already indict former Director Comey, and that's going through the judicial process. But we also, at this FBI, even though we uncovered what we uncovered back in the House Intel days, I had to come in here and find rooms that they hid from the world. I had to come in here and find access on our computer systems in restricted and prohibited case files that they purposely put in places for no one to see and find. We have found all this information. We are working with our Department of Justice partners, and I am never going to let this go, because they not only have personally attacked the presidency of the United States and President Trump, but they tried to thwart our elections and rig the entire system. And that is not something that is going to stop. That is not something I'm going to allow on my watch. But you just have to remember, they built this disease temple over 20 and 30 years. We've got all the evidence. I can announce on your show that we've got all the information we need. We're working with our prosecutors at the Department of Justice and their Attorney General Todd Blanche, and we are going to be making arrests. And it's coming, and I promise you, it's coming soon.
Arrests are coming. It's going to be coming soon. Yes, Sidney Powell is another name that I mentioned. I see people getting it in the chats. And Horowitz is who you're thinking of, Wanda. Huber and Horowitz. But what have they are both inspector generals, right? What have we found out is the problem with the inspector generals? What have we found out is the problem with the inspector generals? And we were told it was going to be 8 letters. 8 letters. So people were saying, oh, Bill Barr, Sessions, remember, 8 letters. Horowitz, 8 letters. Remember we played that game, folks? Remember when we played that game? Who is the B-1 bomber with 8 letters? And what we found out about the inspector generals, that Laura Logan report I put up about the CIGI, the Committee of Inspector General, or whatever the hell they called it, that many of them were in on the deep state plot. Because you think about it, all this crime Nick Shirley's uncovering, that's an inspector general's job. We have been talking, rightfully so, about attorneys, generals who have been taken over in different states by the Soros organization, right? Well, one thing we weren't looking at was the inspector generals. Every state's got one. Where were they? Where have they been for the past 50 flipping years? Now we know. It's not going to be Horowitz. And I don't see, I see Wanda's making a guess, 2, 4, 6, 8. Sessions got 8. Who else? Who else has 8 letters in their last name? That's according to the CUE post, folks. Donald Trump posted this while you're thinking about that. Who with 8 letters? Trump posted this from Elon Musk. There will be consequences for those who push for foreign interference. Hoaxes. The hammer of justice is coming. It's called illegal psychological warfare campaigns and working with the enemy, okay?
Hyenas. They're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
Yeah, the lion is going to show the jackals. I used to get knocked off of Facebook for using the term jackals. They couldn't stand it. Here's Trump posted this also. Stacey Abrams, this is from Donald Trump, started an NGO. 30 days later was given $2 billion by the Biden administration. To date, she has not had to return a penny. Even Elon Musk talks about the obvious fraud. Where's our money, Stacey? Yeah, she's on the list. Is that going to be one of the first big ones to shake up the world? They don't say shock the world. Show us the direction. That's what the first arrest will do. Show us the direction. I see Sessions again, but I don't see. Hi, Roland. 8 letters. Hi, mechanic. Trying to make sense of that. No justice coming as a Trumper pissed off, no arrests. You should watch the first part of the hour and 10 minutes that I've done. The things that I'm putting up that are not mainstream media points, but points coming directly from the President of the United States and the FBI director. And I'm going to play some stuff from Tulsi Gabbard. There are arrests coming.
You know who complains the loudest and with the most amount of fake righteous indignation? The fraudsters. It's a tell. There's some of these NGOs that are crazy, like the $2 billion to Stacey Abrams' NGO that basically didn't exist and suddenly gets $2 billion awarded from the federal government. Why? And there are many such cases like that.
Yeah, the news, regular news that lefties listen to, they don't play this stuff. They don't play this stuff. So anyway, I'm looking to see if who that was. Not John Voight. It was what's his name? He played the bad guy in James Bond movie, View to a Kill. What's his name? Everybody knows him except me. Ha ha ha. Whose voice is that? Come on, mechanic, you should know. I don't see any other guesses on 8 letters. Who is the B-1 bomber? God, thank you, Scott. Christopher Walken. Yeah, Scott got in there. Christopher Walken, that's right. A View to a Kill. Let me see. Here's some more stuff Trump put up right here. Here, Tulsi Gabbard being interviewed. Hold on, let me cut my mic off.
So in the lead up to the impeachment of President Trump, the standard was it had to be firsthand information. And then right before he happened to go through this impeachment process, the standard changed to being able to use secondhand information, even if it were unreliable and deemed unreliable by the Inspector General. Why was that standard changed?
This is something that, again, there's further lies being told in the transcripts of this former Inspector General Atkinson when he went and testified before the House Intelligence Committee, where he was directly asked this question that you're asking here now. And he's making claims, oh, well, the law required me to do it. That's complete nonsense. The law did not require him to do it. The responsibility is with the Inspector General to deem whether or not a complaint is credible and whether or not it is urgent. How do you find a complaint to be credible when there is zero evidence provided and there is zero firsthand knowledge provided, not only by the whistleblower, by any witness in this case, and when the Inspector General himself did not even request to see the documents that these individuals are referencing in their false accusations. And so it was obviously, to me, part of this plot to change the standard, which the Inspector General did, from requiring that there be either evidence or firsthand knowledge presented in order to determine whether or not a complaint is credible, to merely allowing for hearsay and nothing else.
Who was she focusing on that was stirring up trouble? The Inspector General. The Inspector General, and we heard that they are corrupted. Not all of them, but a lot of them have been taken over. Taken over. So the last name has 8 letters in it. I'm seeing if anybody's guessing. Ha ha ha! You guys will kick yourselves when I show you something. Oh, I don't think you blocked anybody, Lori. Sessions, Roland said, yeah, we had a couple of people say Sessions. Ha ha ha! You're going to kick yourselves. I will show it after this other clip from Tulsi Gabbard. Let's see if she talks more about these crooked inspector generals that are on the TAKE. They went to attorney generals. They corrupted inspector generals. And as we saw in Arizona, they started going after sheriff's offices, right, by getting rid of Joe Arpaio. And Trump highlighted Joe Arpaio at his Turning Point USA appearance the other night. So anyway, here, let's play some more of Tulsi Gabbard.
It is always the right time to expose the truth to the American people about the deep state tactics that have been used time and time again, fundamentally to undermine the foundational principles of our republic, and in so many cases to undermine the decisions that the American people make when they cast their votes in our elections to decide who they want to lead our country. And so the documents that we released really pointed to the fact that the 2019 impeachment occurred because there were members of the intelligence community working directly with House Democrats, specifically Adam Schiff, who's on the House Intelligence Committee at the time, concocting this narrative, weaponizing the whistleblower process, lying and abusing their power, all to create this manufactured basis that Nancy Pelosi then used to drive this impeachment against Donald Trump in 2019. I'll hit the high points on these documents. There are details and hundreds of pages of transcripts that we released in conjunction with House Intel Chairman Rick Crawford. But the bottom line is this. Number one, the whistleblower, so-called whistleblower who came forward, presented no evidence and no first-hand knowledge. This is a person who had heard about a conversation that President Trump had with Zelensky, then went straight to Adam Schiff on the House Intelligence Committee. And this is where they came up with this false narrative. And this so-called whistleblower then went and filed a complaint with the intelligence community Inspector General. The other witness, so-called witness to this, is somebody who also had zero firsthand knowledge and presented zero evidence, someone who was also a co-author of the 2017 Russia hoax intelligence community assessment that President Obama had ordered be created in conjunction with John Brennan and James Clapper at the time. Again, no firsthand knowledge or evidence, and someone who said that even after reading the transcript, he didn't really see the issue there until the whistleblower had explained it to him. And lastly, the Inspector General himself, and this is really such a violation of public trust and the responsibility that we expect all of our inspectors generals to have, in that he didn't conduct a full investigation. He didn't even ask to see the transcript of the phone call between President Trump and Zelensky, and he admitted to Congress that he didn't have any he did not have any evidence that he was relying on. He had made a criminal referral to the Department of Justice based on this so-called whistleblower's complaint. Department of Justice came back and said there's nothing here. This Inspector General then went to Congress anyway and presented to them. All of this coming down to the bottom line of which this was a partisan political attempt, once again, to undermine the will of the American people who elected Donald Trump as President of the United States.
Yeah, again, mentioning Inspector Generals. I see Roland said Horowitz, which is 8 letters, but he's an Inspector General. Now, to be fair, his report had the Clinton Foundation and crimes against children, but this was years ago. Is he on the TAKE too? But let me find it, and then you guys, because I had it. I still think you guys will kick yourselves. Let me check, see if anybody got it. Sounds like a goon. I'll have to pull it up. And you guys will say, oh, man, I should have known. It's just one possibility, but it's a pretty stark one. Do you want to count the letters in this gentleman's name? Whoa, where'd he go? Weissman, no, Weissman is going to jail. Weissman is going to jail. Right here. Am I seeing things? Yeah, we call, Mark, we call Weissman Mr. Sweaty Man. He was in the Mueller collusion hoax. But see how things can be right under our noses? I'm guilty of it too. But let me make sure I got it right. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 names there. And I've talked about him multiple times a couple of years ago. So we know. We are the Mountain Man News, KNEWS. Ha ha ha, because we knew, right, folks? Oh, he's a beast. 8 letters. Ha ha ha. So anyway, that's why we got to keep our antennas up and our eyeballs open, right? So, speaking of Adam Schiff, here he is. Oh, look at him. Who posted this? Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump posted this. See, right there. There's real Donald Trump. 32 minutes until I got it. Guilty, Honorable Adam Schiff, U.S. Senator, California. Everyone knows he targeted Trump from day one. We've known this for years. Major revelations. A senior Democrat whistleblower alleges that Adam Schiff authorized and directed his team to leak classified intelligence to smear President Donald J. Trump. The same guy who pushed a Russia hoax for years, wasted millions, and tried to undermine an election. We're still waiting on his arrest. Probably right after Sweaty Man Weissman gets arrested. Because, where is it? Donald J. Trump also posted this. Let me find it. Oh, that's funny. I get a copyright strike if I play that, but play that song here. Donald J. Trump posted this. Mueller probe. There he is up top, Donald J. Trump. Mueller probe cut corners, broke rules to get Trump whistleblower claims. There, I told you what I thought would be his fate. And no matter what the cause was, a year after I said he would be in some way living in a detention, that he would be detained. He would be detained and he would be unable to travel freely until his expiration date. I said that well over a year ago. And they announced he passed away while he was in a nursing home, supposedly, from natural causes. So, we're the news, KNEWS. Who wants to hear this? Right here. Donald Trump posted this also. See up top, real Donald Trump. Trump has been cleared of his impeachment. Trump has been cleared of the Russia hoax. Now it's time to nail the traitors to the wall that stole the 2000 election. We can openly state it. You all want to hear it? You want me to play what Donald Trump put up, the video that accompanies this? Because I'll play it for you. Mark, are you listening? Russia collusion hoax. An illegal psychological warfare campaign because there's trillions of dollars of commerce, money at stake. We're battling with principalities that have controlled the known world for over 1,000 years. They're called a cabal, and many of them openly worship Lucifer, better known as Satan. But anyway, here we go.
The CIA knew Hillary started the Russia collusion story and then went in and told Barack Obama all about it. That she was trying to link Trump with Russia to distract from her email scandal.
Hillary Clinton's role in creating the Russia hoax. One declassified email exposes how she orchestrated the entire plot. Former House Freedom Caucus chair and Trump's former White House chief of staff, Mark Meadows, joined us last night to detail how Clinton's campaign is working with the deep state.
The CNN article from 2022, okay? It says Hillary Clinton personally approved plan to share Trump-Russia allegation with the press in 2016, campaign manager says. So this is not some right-wing conspiracy. This is not some Republican talking points. This is a CNN article from 3 years ago. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if she could be indicted and finally have to answer some of these questions about this Russia collusion narrative and this dossier.
This idea that the Hillary Clinton campaign spent some $10 million to generate this fictitious documentation that they could then use to change an election. Thank goodness it didn't work, though.
The documents contain emails, allegedly, from the senior vice president of the George Soros Open Society Foundation. He quotes a Clinton campaign advisor saying, quote, "It will be a long-term affair and to demonize Putin and Trump," and adds that, quote, "later the FBI will put more oil into the fire," unquote. Other emails reveal Hillary Clinton approved the idea of tying Trump and Russia to election interference. And that was a scheme hoping the allegations would distract people from her own email scandal. These documents provide clear evidence that Hillary Clinton's campaign was behind the Russia hoax and that the FBI knew what the Clinton team was up to, acknowledging that the info they were receiving about the Trump campaign may have come from the Clinton camp. Despite this, the Obama intel community forged ahead with their 2017 assessment, concluding that Russia aspired to help Trump win the election.
A bombshell revelation that then CIA Director John Brennan briefed President Obama in 2016 on a reported plan by the Clinton campaign to link Russian interference with the Trump campaign.
I would firstly address the DNC data that was posted by WikiLeaks. And that clearly showed evidence of a property called a file, FAT format file. That's the file allocation table format, meaning every time it's reading, it's a program and a software used to read data to a storage device, either a thumb drive or CD-ROM, something like that. And as it does that, it changes the last modified time on each file to the nearest even second. Okay, it's just a function of that program. So when that occurs, all those times the last modified are changed on all the files. So when we looked at all the DNC emails from the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of May, all of them ended in email. So, and that was 500, probably a little more than that. I didn't count also. But that means that the chance of that occurring, one chance to the 500th power. In other words, one chance in a one followed by over 150 zeros. It's obviously that was a factor that proved that a program was used to do that, and the program that does it is FAT, file allocation table formatting. So that says that data was downloaded to a physical device, either a thumb drive or CD-ROM, and then transported physically before WikiLeaks could publish it or put it on the web. So that said to us that it wasn't a hack from Russia. It was an inside job. Someone close in that downloaded the data to a storage device and then took it physically.
I'm just interrupting real quick because who was he talking about? And be careful how you put it in the chats. He was talking about what Seth Rich got from the DNC. There he is on the screen with his arms folded behind Lou Dobbs. We're talking about Podesta, talking about wet-works, right? Right? And what happened to that young man? It's all coming together. The intricate web. And this Trump was pumping these videos that I'm showing you when things were all quiet on the Middle Eastern front. So somebody was ringing the alarm bell. Get out there in your little damn skiffs and boats and canoes or whatever you got to do and take some pot shots at somebody to change the narrative.
Staffer Seth Rich, who was murdered last summer. A federal investigator telling Fox News that an FBI forensic report of Rich's computer showed he made contact with WikiLeaks through a former reporter and London-based WikiLeaks director, Gavin McFadden. The investigator told Fox News Rich provided McFadden with more than 44,000 emails, nearly 18,000 attachments. Rich was murdered near his D.C. home on the morning of July 10th. But his wallet, his cell phone, his watch not taken.
From a 2016 White House briefing by Brennan state that Clinton allegedly approved, quote, a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up scandal, claiming interference by the Russian security service. Handwritten notes list POTUS among those at the meeting. Former federal prosecutor John O'Connor told CBN News' Global Lane program it proves it was the Clinton campaign, not the Trump team, that worked with Russia to influence the election.
And that's the irony of it, that we've spent 3 or 4 years talking about how Trump supposedly colluded with Russia, where it was all a complete hoax. It's exactly the opposite is true, and it's very profound.
Critics of the Mueller investigation are pouncing on the revelations as evidence that it all amounts to massive abuse of power and potential criminal activity by the nation's intelligence and law enforcement agencies. Many are asking what then Vice President Joe Biden knew.
The person in the campaign responsible for that is Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. Barack Obama knew about it as early as the summer of 2016. I think it's safe to say that Joe Biden knew about it as well.
D&I Ratcliffe has also declassified a CIA memo that notes the Russians believed Hillary Clinton tried to stir up the scandal to distract the public from her use of a public email server.
Well, what else did we find out from Durham? Well, we found out the FBI shut down 2 investigations into the Clintons. 2. First, 3 separate FBI field offices said, wait a second, the Clinton Foundation is a foreign money laundering scam. We should probably look into it. But Andy McCabe, you remember Andy, the guy married to the Clinton donor? He calls everybody in and says, guys, the Clinton Foundation's off limits. Second thing they shut down, the Hillary Clinton campaign was taking illegal contributions from overseas. FBI informants caught Hillary's campaign saying, yeah, we'll take your money. We don't care. Albania, Morocco, just send us the checks. So he runs it up the flagpole at the FBI headquarters, and they said, shut it down. No investigation into Hillary Clinton's foreign campaign donors. We're not going to go there. We have to frame Trump as a traitor instead. So John Durham also found a few other funny little nuggets that squeaky clean James Comey couldn't wait to spy on the Trump campaign. He kept asking his underlings, have we started spying yet? Have we started spying yet? When could we start spying on Trump? Are the phones tapped yet? What a sicko. Also, Comey's people told his people, don't put anything in writing. It's only going to get us in trouble. So the media loves to say, well, you know, this is just the FBI. This is just the Department of Justice. What they never tell you is this is the Obama administration preventing investigations into Hillary and greenlighting fake and illegal investigations into Donald Trump. But Barack Obama gets out there and he lies to us about the whole thing.
I can guarantee that not because I give Attorney General Lynch a directive. That is institutionally how we have always operated. I do not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigations. I do not talk to FBI directors about pending investigations. We have a strict line and always have maintained it. I guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI, not just in this case, but in any case.
So Barack Obama gets briefed by the CIA director with the FBI director on pending investigations into his political opponents. And then he just tells Fox, no, he just lies to Fox. Don't you ever lie to Fox again. So in 1 week, Barack Obama's vice president was taking foreign bribes right under his nose, and his Justice Department was illegally spying on the Republican presidential nominee and shutting down investigations, legitimate investigations into the Democratic presidential nominee. Mr. No scandals in my administration. And the media was colluding with the Clinton campaign on how to lay out the smears. Durham says the New York Times was having meetings with the Clinton campaign. Hey, Hillary, how does this draft look to you? Does this look all right to you? And Hillary's campaign was like, yeah, that looks good. You might want to add something, signing off on it. Remember, the New York Times got Pulitzers for this. So they get awards for fake stories, and Hannity gets nothing for telling the truth. He doesn't get like a plaque or anything. And not only that, the Biden administration obstructed the Durham report. A bunch of FBI agents loyal to Joe Biden and Hillary and Barack refused to cooperate with Durham. They wouldn't even sit down with them. They're still hiding stuff from us, still obstructing justice. I thought you could get impeached for obstructing justice. Now, the FBI is interfering with American elections, and they're obstructing investigations into their actions about the election interference. Now, I don't even know now who's worse, the CIA or the FBI. Everybody knows this thing's rigged. We're all busy investigating the investigators while Democrats are winning elections. We're out here waiting 4 years on a report. Meanwhile, the FBI and the CIA are meddling with our voting rights. They frame a guy as a Russian agent. Obama's in on it. The CIA's in on it. The FBI's in on it. Hillary starts it. They illegally spy on his campaign, fabricate evidence to get warrants, and then they do a 2-year investigation to cover up their crime and try to impeach him. But the worst part is this. They run it back in 2020 with the laptop. Same thing, CIA and FBI. Even CNN says this is bad.
Regardless, the report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump.
Durham had a huge investigation that took many months. What we're starting to see is the coordination that happened between the Clinton campaign, between those in the 3-letter agencies that we're all too familiar with. But I think the troubling thing that appears to be coming out is that over and over and over again, there was real pressure at the very top levels of these agencies to have a narrative out there that we knew was false.
And Trump's Justice Department says this was all by design.
How can you trust the government when they do this kind of thing?
And they're charging Trump with that. I mean, he's had nothing but merciless attacks year after year. This whole thing about FISA warrants, the whole thing about Russia collusion, the whole thing about attacks and the Mueller report and the impeachment, the whole thing was set up by Hillary Clinton, an attempt to discredit him and to keep him from being elected. You've got those emails back and forth with Strzok and Page about how can we use the FBI to destroy him, to keep him from getting elected. I mean, this kind of, they need to go to jail. I mean, that is bad stuff.
Yeah, the only things they didn't bring up were Podesta's emails using the words wet-works. And that term has been used since the 1960s, maybe even sooner than that, out of Russia. Wet-works, which means getting red substance on your hands to end somebody's life. And they tried to falsely imprison Donald J. Trump for the rest of his life. No, they should not walk free. But I think things are going to come out. About the insurance policy, I think it's more than just trying to disrupt the election. I think that things are going to come out to show the insurance policy was the ultimate solution for them, which was to end his life, Donald J. Trump. And when that comes out, the you-know-what is going to hit the fan. So, anyway, yeah, we want, hi, Melissa. Yeah, make sure I took a comment. I seldom take comments down, but we watch our language here on this podcast in case in the future we have young children watching our videos. And the internet is forever. So, unless, of course, I delete something. But welcome aboard, new people watching the program. Make friends. And I hope to see you on future broadcasts. Jack Posobiec reminded us that Donald Trump was posting this almost 10 years ago. And Trump reminded us that when he came down the escalator, one of the things that he said was that he was going to stop Iran from ever getting a nuclear weapon. This has been going on for 10 years. Uranium deal to Russia with Clinton help and Obama administration knowledge is the biggest story that fake media doesn't want to follow. You see that almost 10 years ago. New Donna B. book. Brazil? Is he talking about Donna Brazil? Says she paid for and stole the Democrat primary. What about the elected emails? Deleted emails, I'm sorry. Uranium, Podesta, the server. See, he's hinting at it there. Podesta, wet-works, and server Seth Rich. You see, you get the connection? We're talking about red rum, right? Spelled backwards. So anyway, Donald Trump's been talking about it for a long time. And people just don't see because they keep throwing up confetti and slander. Here we have another post from Donald J. Trump when all was quiet on the Middle Eastern front. They had to do something to stop this. Fan Trump army. Alert. Any bombshell development that nobody saw coming. Russia is willing to start trading with the United States in dollars again. And China is freaking out. It's a big blow to BRICS de-dollarization efforts. I said a long time ago that we were going to go to precious metals. Okay? And the only way to short circuit BRICS is to go precious metals because that's what they're doing. And that's where the world is going to want to go. But anyway, here we go.
Being nicer to Russia is because, and China's freaking out about this, Russia is now willing to start trading on the U.S. dollar again and not in the BRICS currency to join the global market. This would absolutely spell the end of China as we know it. Russia is the last piece of the puzzle to bring China to its knees. And we don't actually have a problem with, well, we shouldn't have a problem with Russian values. They're people. Putin's a Cold War relic. But beyond the neocons and what they want you to believe because they want to keep sending unaccountable money to Ukraine, we should actually have a relationship with Russia. Very similar values amongst the people. And Trump is willing to gamble 30 cents more at a gallon at the pump for like a few weeks to do that. Again, trust the guy. Oil is still remarkably cheaper right now than it was under Joe Biden. But here's the other side that's not entirely public yet. What's China doing right now? They already know they're not in a position to do anything militarily against us. Opponents of the Iran strike are whining that we're depleting our munition reserves. Well, not nearly as much as China's depleted theirs. This attack showed China two things. One, our military is way stronger than they thought. And two, China had put a lot of their air defenses, a lot of their resources and weaponry in Venezuela and Iran, and we took it out in a day. The smokescreen of the military might of China was decimated in the first 20 hours.
Ha ha ha! Ending their empire. Hey, he didn't get into the beef thing, but believe me, that's coming, folks. The beef industry is going to be shaken to get rid of that. Monopoly that China has. Oh, what's this? What did I say, folks, about the Democrats needing a hero earlier in the broadcast? I can show you a thumbnail where I have Merrick Garland standing at a podium with Barack Obama whispering in his ear, just do it. Okay, as far as raiding Mar-a-Lago. And I said that I thought Merrick Garland was going to be, in the end, a hero for the left. I said the country cannot remain divided. We'll always have a left. A lot of people on the left are kept ignorant by the media. They are not bad people, and they need a hero. Remember me saying that? The Biden White House, not Merrick Garland, ordered the Mar-a-Lago raid. Be honest with me, folks. How many times you heard me say it? I said not only Merrick Garland, but I believed that the possibility was there that Christopher Wray could be deep cover, and they would come, when they come out, they would have all the evidence we need wrapped up in a bow for their prosecution. And I said Merrick Garland could be one of the big ones that flips. Didn't I say that? And I'll show you the thumbnail. I did it about 2 years ago. No, about a year ago. So anyway, here we go. Donald Trump posted this video.
Breaking tonight, a Fox News exclusive. We have new information that appears to directly contradict the Biden administration's insistence it had nothing to do with the Justice Department investigations into then former President Trump's alleged retention of classified material and the subsequent raid on his Mar-a-Lago home. Correspondent David Spunt has details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening to you. These emails obtained by Fox News paint a different picture of the relationship between the Biden White House and the Biden Justice Department. These two offices made it clear at the time, at least publicly, they were not connected and stayed away from any political interference. However, new emails obtained by Fox News from May 2022, 3 months before Mar-a-Lago was raided by the FBI, illustrates coordination between the White House counsel's office and the DOJ regarding an interview of Walt Nauta. Now remember, Walt Nauta is a current White House aide to President Trump who was then former President Trump aide in Florida. Nauta was later charged alongside Trump by special counsel Jack Smith. The May 10th, 2022 email reads in part, coordination with DOJ and White House counsel are in work to start the process to confirm and interview current administration employee Walt Nauta. This event is dependent upon the timeline of President Biden's brief decision and coordination between White House counsel and DOJ, and in turn Evan Corcoran's position on the override of privilege assertion and whether or not he seeks an injunction to prevent access. this. That was written by an FBI agent, and Evan Corcoran, of course, one of Trump's lawyers at the time. This coming August, Brett, will mark 4 years since FBI agents raided Mar-a-Lago. A few days after that, then Attorney General Merrick Garland said this.
I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly.
And we're getting new reaction to these emails. Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan in the House says in part, it's always worse than we thought. These newly released documents confirm that the Biden DOJ's raid on Mar-a-Lago was politically motivated. We're also hearing from Attorney General Pam Bondi. AG Bondi says the more we learn about the DOJ weaponization under the prior administration, the worse the story gets. And Brett, she says this right here. It's a key part. She says we will continue disclosing key evidence to our congressional partners to deliver the truth and bring those who committed crimes to justice. That coming from the Attorney General tonight. Brett.
So we've seen many points tonight that I have discussed in the past. And how many times have I said a pat on the back is 18 inches away from a kick in the pants? But I was right. I was right. And I have more videos for you all to enjoy. I certainly do. I put a link in the description. I mean, in the chats. I always get that wrong. At the 148 mark. For Buy Me a Coffee, if anybody wants to help support the channel. This is a totally viewer-supported channel, by the way. I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I rely on my viewer support. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Mike and Bev. Thank you, Miss Mindersu. Roland, I appreciate you. Go and buy me a coffee. I know you come in here late, but I said thank you earlier. Who else is going to get in trouble? Who else? There's so many I can't cover it in 2 hours. But another one that's going to get it. Judge Count Boasberg. There he is. Senator Eric Schmidt calls for Judge Boasberg impeachment. Details GOP budget reconciliation. Oh, don't forget, Boasberg was on the FISA court, the FISA abuses. Okay, and he has been a perennial, a constant pain in the buttocks of the administration, but in doing so, he's been violating the law. So, I was talking about clandestine, and he put up something. How many of you all were with me for so long that you remember me talking about my father playing his Steinway grand piano? A Steinway & Sons grand piano. Oh, I'll put that up later. 7-foot grand piano, painted black ivory, and he would sing Nessun Dorma. And I would play it because Donald Trump chose it for his at the convention, his nomination. And he's played it many times since. How many of you all remember that? And I am crediting clandestine for this stuff now. Oh my goodness. This is clandestine's post, even though I didn't have room for his name up there. How many of you remember me telling the story of my father with piano? And I would listen to that song for 50 years. And he would play the piano, and he was classically trained, and he would sing the song. Now it is the keynote song for Donald J. Trump. And clandestine put up, if we want to take the sum of all fears connection a step further, Trump has featured Nessun Dorma and Flannel Cheese remembers. Linda remembers. Wanda remembers. Todd remembers. Well, back when I used to play it years ago, I mean, like when I first started broadcasting 4 or 5 years ago, I would play this song. Trump has featured Nessun Dorma many times at events, which is the same song at the end of the movie. The movie is about a terrorist organization trying to start World War III between the U.S. and Russia by committing a terrorist attack on U.S. soil. with a plutonium bomb sold on the black market. Now, isn't that something that Trump would choose that? But what are the last three, the words that are said at the end of the song, the refrain? Anyway, in the movie, the nuclear dust post-detonation is examined, and the origin of radioactive material from the bomb is traced, which revealed it was U.S. plutonium taken from a downed Israeli jet in Syria decades before. This leads to the U.S.-Russia catching the traitors who committed the attack and narrowly avoiding full-scale nuclear war with each other. There are a lot of parallels in this movie and reality. Trump likes to play this song a lot, mostly at the end of big events, and he really wants that nuclear dust from Iran. It's almost like Trump was trying to tell us something this whole time. Hi, Kim. You're okay. You came just in time because Clandestine was nice enough to put this split screen of the song Nessun Dorma and the end of the movie. And I hope you all enjoy this. And I want to thank you, as always, for spending your precious time with me. And this harkens back to when I first started broadcasting those 4 or 5 years ago, folks. So anyway, it's fun to watch the actions in the movie along with the song. And remember what the last 3 words are in the refrain at the end of the song. I hope you enjoy this. And I should be going live tomorrow night. If you are subscribed, you'll know when I go live. So always remember to give me a thumbs up. It helps the video get around. Enjoy this clip. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
For a long time, we...
Holy cow, I played the wrong clip. I played the wrong... I did all that work, and I didn't even have the right clip. That's a clip I'm saving for one of my intros. Holy cow. Well, I got to live with my embarrassments. I thought that was it. Let's all have a laugh. What the heck? Let me find that clip. Oh, my goodness. I really wanted to play that. You know, Donald Trump, I was going to play... I did it my way. Donald Trump put that up. And I will get a mark, a strike on that. Oh, my goodness. Do I not even have that clip? I'm looking, folks. I'm a-looking. But it doesn't look like I'm going to find it. My. Let me see if this is it.
Do you think that...
Nope, that's big-headed John Fetterman. Well, I'll have to save that clip for another night. But I'll leave you all without a clip. I don't want to leave you all without a clip. So I'll just go ahead and play this one. And we will do Nessun Dorma another night. I must not have uploaded it from Clandestine's page. But check out Clandestine on Truth Social and give some support. He deserves it because he doesn't get plagiarized. Again, enjoy this clip. You all have a great night.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. These people are crazy.